Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about the M1A, and I finally got it 70 days later. So let's roll into the intro. I'll throw up the timestamps and we'll get into it. So we're back 70 days later. If you remember correctly, the M14 was introduced into military service in 1957. The M1, however, would be introduced into the civilian and law enforcement market in 1975. Now, what separates the M14 from the M1A, that is there is no fire select group, meaning it can only be fired in semi-automatic. So after that 70 days, background check, are you a vet? Are you a felon? Do you have any mental or physical impairments that keep you from having a firearm? No, no, and no. Great. Now I have to demonstrate that I know how to, in fact, load, unload, and pull back the slide on the M1. So here it is, the M1A. No magazine. So let's put that in, because they're going to give to you the magazine in. So first things first, treat the weapon as if it's loaded. 2, check and confirm that it is not. 3, keep it pointed in a safe direction at all times. So pull back the slide. Slide catch is engaged. Take your pinky. There's nothing in the chamber. Now, remove the magazine. There is a paddle here. And push that up and rock it out. Now, unlike with my car arms, this magazine, I just got to push down. Alright, magazine loaded, insert, pull back the slide, weapons loaded, bang bang, remove the magazine, keep it from loading another live round, pull back on the slide. Now, the slide catch. Okay, so we're actually going to use different footage of what I filmed later on during the day when I had my light working. And then once we're done with that footage, then we'll continue on from where we left off. So right here, push down on that. Check again. Put the firearm down. The weapon is safe. So after that demonstration, I was allowed to leave with my rifle. And so yeah, this was a bit more of a process than the car arms. But like I said, I was unaware of the California law. You cannot buy multiple firearms or another firearm within the first 30 days of your purchase. So now that we have that, let's talk about the ammunition. This is a 30-06 or 30-06, depending on who you want to be. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor. Noticeable difference. So, the 6.5 Creedmoor is a centerfire cartridge designed by Hornady in, I believe, in 2007. I've never fired it myself, so I can only repeat what I've read. This is replacing the military 7.62, where it hits harder. It's also replacing the 308 because it flies further, where I believe the 308 caps out at 800. This is rumored to go from anywhere from 800 to 1,000 yards, which doesn't mean a lot for me because I can't shoot past 50 at the moment. So there's been a fire recently, and because of that, there's fire department and the forestry out there, so I can't shoot this rifle just yet. But when I do, I will add this footage to this. That way you can see me actually discharge the firearm like you did in the car CW9 video. Right? So, until then, we wait. Alright, so it's been 3 weeks, and we're actually able to shoot it now. First things first, treat the weapons if it's loaded. 2, confirm that it is not. I have no magazine. Barrel's empty. 3, keep it pointing in a safe direction at all times. 4, identify your target and surroundings. Behind the camera is my target. It's about 75 yards. Behind it is a massive hill. And then 5, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to disengage the firearm. So, let's get to the loading part of it. Here's my magazine, my ammo, it carries 10, but alright, so remember from the beginning, just press down. But the M14 was designed to also accept stripper clips, just in case there weren't enough magazines. So, we're going to pull the bolt back, engage the lock. Alright, we got 4 rounds. Turn you around. I'm going to shoot the target. Alright, I'm about to go live. You can barely see the target. Okay, 3, 2. So as you saw, I missed all my shots. So some of you Call of Duty players, maybe Battlefield, might be wondering how the rear aperture sight is so large, as seen in this clip. The reality is, the sight I'm looking through looks more like this. So yeah, that massive hole you see in Call of Duty is not as real as the real thing. Alright, so I'm going to load it again, and now that we know that, let's see if I can actually hit something. Alright, same target. I loaded 2 rounds. As you can hear, I got it twice. Alright, so, as you can see, now that I know exactly what I'm shooting through, I hit the target. Now, would you believe me if I told you this wasn't an assault rifle? No, you probably wouldn't. You probably think more AR or AK platform. You wouldn't think M14. Well, the M14, kind of like the M1 Garand, was designed to be an assault rifle. It was to replace the Garand, but at the same time replace the BAR, or the Browning Automatic Rifle. Now, what separates the M1A from the M14, which I've already said, I'm going to say it again. Right here, there'd be a little switch that would allow me to go from full to semi. Actually, if you look on it, well, I'm kidding, you're not going to see it. Maybe. Okay, kind of. There's a little indentation of where it used to be, of where that switch used to be. During the Vietnam War, they got rid of that because they were afraid soldiers would panic and unload a magazine and not realize it's empty, and, you know, how good is a rifle with an empty magazine? So they removed some of them, and others they kept. But to prove to you that a semi-automatic is just as deadly, I loaded 4 rounds. And I'm not going to shoot at anything in particular. I'm just going to unload it. So yeah, even without a full auto capability, I can still unload it rather quickly, as you just saw. So, what is an assault rifle? If you ask David Chipman, who is no longer running for the head of the ATF, an assault rifle is anything that accepts a 22 caliber or higher and a magazine that can hold more than 10 rounds capacity, which, no. If you ask what a machine gun is, if you go to the Demo Ranch's video when he does the Rubark machine, he said, a machine gun is any firearm that can discharge a number of rounds with a single pull of the trigger. And then if you ask Ian McCullen from Forgotten Weapons, he says an assault rifle is a firearm that is capable of going full auto, or from semi to full auto, or from semi burst to full auto, or any of those configurations. An assault rifle is any weapon that has capability of going full auto. But as you saw with this M14, which was designed as an assault rifle, and the M1 Garand was also designed as an assault rifle, then what makes an assault rifle an assault rifle? The reality is, what makes an assault rifle is any rifle, whether it be bolt action, single shot, semi-automatic, that I intend to assault someone with. Like if you go to London, they have assault pliers, which are needle-nose pliers that someone stabs someone with, and they're labeled as an assault plier. So before you're against guns, at least you know what they are. Because I have a niece, love her to death, she's against guns, but she's against them because they scare her, because how loud they are, so I can't fault her for that. But she's not going to take away my right to own a gun, or preach on how I shouldn't own a gun. It's just, she doesn't want a gun because they scare her. I got another niece, same way. She doesn't like guns because they're too loud, she doesn't like the smell, and they scare her. So she's not against other people having them, they're just not for her. Oh, and also thanks to the whole New York thing and the Montgomery thing, anyone who owns a black powder rifle or pistol, if you just own it, that's fine. But the moment you buy powder, caps, and shot, well, now you have to register it as a firearm. So they found a way to get at those, which we all knew they would. So let me know what you think about that. All right, until our next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button. If you have any suggestions or criticisms, leave a comment. And if you want to stay tuned for my next project, don't forget to click that subscribe icon and ring that bell. So, until our next project, have a beautiful day.